All right, Shalom, Shalom. The brother said DMS in Petersburg, Florida. We come in the spirit and power of
Yahawah,
Yahweh,
Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Wakam, Qadas.
We also give all honor, glory, and praises to
Yahawah,
Yahweh,
Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Wakam, Qadas.
double honor to our elder apostles at Great Millstone. Seeking honor salutation to all your sincere brothers, constantly preaching the truth, sincerity, and all corners of the earth. Also, peace and blessings to the sincere men, women, and children that consist of 1/3. And I also like to say peace and blessings to all the confusion and faces out there as well. Shalom, peace and blessings to you. You understand what's going on right now? You have everybody telling you, go out, vote this, vote that, vote for this person, vote for that person. But all those votes are not going to get you anywhere in this life, man. All right? You even had it where I see the picture of Jake was being hung. Jake was hanging from the light pole, and somebody had a writing in the back that said, this nigga voted. So they don't even care about you voting. They don't even want you voting. All right? And whenever you're voting, you only vote for another individual to actually be ruling over you, man. Okay? Because even the nation of Israel was First Samuel, I believe it was First Samuel, the 9th chapter, because they was crying about they wanted someone to rule over them. Shalom. They wanted somebody to rule over them. Who did they want? Well, they wanted one of their own people, so the Heavenly Father gave them Saul during that time. But our people, they're voting for a heathen to rule over them, all right? And that's not to be so, that's not to be so in this society here for our people, because we're under captivity, all right? The heathen is the head, and we are the tail. So right now, they're ruling over us. So you're not supposed to be, why even vote for your oppressor to rule over you? You see how they're ruling over you. They're ruling over you with rigor. They're making you work all these types of hours. They're making you work just so that you can survive, let alone not even spend the time to raise the children that you want to. All right? Even certain laws that they pass are contrary to the lifestyle that you live. And also they're passed so that they can oppress you furthermore. And you basically open up your oppressor to pass more laws. Like for instance, the RFID chip. Sooner or later they're gonna force everybody to take it. It's gonna be mandatory. Right now, you can volunteer. But sooner or later, they're gonna force you to take that, man. All right.
Yeah. This is Deuteronomy 17:15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
So one from among your brethren, somebody who was from a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, all right? In other words, somebody from the 12 tribes of Israel would have to rule over you. But at this time, we had a heathen ruling over us, all right? Shalom, Go ahead up.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Right, which is not thy brother. Prime example, look at Obama. Obama was a dark-skinned man, but that doesn't mean that he was an Israelite, okay? Because his father, Shalom, because when you look at Obama, he kind of ruled like a Jake, but he wasn't for you people, man. Here it is, Obama was in the office, and you have more of our people being televised and shot down in the streets, man, okay? While he was in office, what change was it? All right, all they did was to flip more pressure upon you, and all a lot of people did was sit back and watch. I mean, to what liking it? For you setting a stranger up over you, all right? Because he's a Hamite. Obama wasn't even an Israelite at that. Okay, go ahead up.
16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt. 16. Oh, stop. 16 again. Yeah. Okay. This is Deuteronomy 17:15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee,
right,
which is not thy brother.
All right, so we're not supposed to set nobody from any other nation over us to rule over us, all right? And now even when you think about the presidency, you have to understand the word vote and the word inaugurate. You have to understand the essence of those words, all right? And I have a brother over here, he's going to pull out the word vote, and we're going to go into the etymology of that word.
All right, the word vote, okay, formal expression of one's wish or choice with regard to a proposal.
Right, so it's a wish or a choice to propose, all right? So you give somebody a proposition, so to say, okay? All right, I'm voting so that I'm voting for you to win NBA All-Star MVP or something like that. I'm voting for you to be the most valuable player. I'm voting for you to pass this law, pass this bill, and there's power in that. Okay, you giving that individual power. Go ahead up.
It says from Latin votum, a vow.
A vow. So you making a vow to that individual. Go ahead up.
You ain't supposed to make it.
You know that was a nigga vow.
With the Most High.
Yep.
There's certain accounts in the scriptures when they made vows to the Most High. Why would you make a vow
to the heathen? And a prime example of making a vow would be in a Nazarene. That's a vow as well. Go ahead.
Vow, wish, promise to a God.
Wish or promise to a God. So when you're going to vote, you're giving this individual the power. Because the word God is basically power as well. You're giving them the power to rule over you. It's called authority as well. That's why you have the KJV, man. They call it really the KJVA, the King James Version, but it's the authorized. He was given the power to have those words transliterated from the Hebrew, Latin, and Greek to other languages for us to read today, because we speak to the four corners of the earth. Well, that can get our subject from that. You setting up an individual to have power over you. So you basically making them a God. That's what you're really doing, all right? But I'm better than what they were inaugurated as well.
I'm going to finish.
Oh, if he's more than that, go ahead.
Promise to a God, a solemn pledge, dedication. All right. And that's pretty much it on that one.
Pledge too. Pledge and dedication.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to inauguration. Inauguration and installation. You know, to install and installment under good omens. So I'm gonna take it down to inauguratio. Was in general the ceremony by which the augurs obtain, or in the ballot to obtain, the sanction of the gods to something which had been decreed by men.
A sanction to the gods. Something that's been decreed by men. Okay, so you basically make a decree right there. All right, and the Heavenly Father said for us to not make any decrees with the heathen. All right, so now they're telling you, oh, go out and vote. All right, go vote for this person. Go vote. You have opportunity to vote. Your vote doesn't count because, let alone your life barely even counts in this society, man. So let alone your opinion on who you want to rule over you, that's just ludicrous, man. What's the sense in that? All right, you vote for the same people that destroyed your people, that destroyed your land to rule over you and to set laws over to govern you. There's no sense in that, okay? Yeah, you got more now?
In particular, however, it was a ceremony in which things or persons were consecrated to the gods.
Where things or persons were consecrated to the God. So, like for instance, you got the wicked, you got Satan. All right, you set him up to rule over you, but what you do, you give him more power over to the left-hand side. Now, granted, we already know that the Heavenly Father set them up above us, man. But I'm not going to go out and vote. Just like Esau said you can eat pork, I'm not going to go out and eat pork either, man. I'm going to come to give all my honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Shemi, Yahawashi. Okay?
Real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15. The Lord Yahweh, Shemi, Yahawashi, thy power, will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me.
He raised up a prophet, okay, in the midst of thee, like unto thy brethren. Understand that? You keep going.
Unto him ye shall hearken.
So unto him we should listen to. Unto who? Yahawashi. That's who we voting for, man. All right? Because in this society, whenever they inaugurate somebody, what they use the Bible. They put their hands on it and they swear on the Bible. But understand, the Heavenly Father controls both sides, the right-hand side and the left-hand side. So they're not really giving honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. They giving honor and praises over to Satan, man. All right, over to our adversary, that negative energy. Because they don't go by this Constitution. They go by the American society's Constitution. They have their own Bill of Rights, they have their own amendments, they have their own Constitution, they make their own laws. They don't abide by these laws inside the Bible. So why do you think they put their hands on this book and they vow to it? But they vow over into Satan, man, all right? That's our enemy. That's our adversary, okay?
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, And the government shall be upon his shoulder.
And the government shall be upon his shoulder. Okay? It said a child shall be born to us, man. In the government, we talking about a governing body, okay? We talking about laws. We talking about statutes. We talking about commandments as well. Okay? So now let's go into that. Now we're going to find out who they're talking about. What is that?
And his name shall be Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
The Prince of Peace. All right, now all of those right there, those are just titles for water. Titles that's going to speak about Yahawashi. Because that's what Yahawashi is going to be, man. He's going to be the governor over Israel in that day. All right? You got more on that?
Yeah. Verse 7. Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end.
In the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. That's why the scripture says we look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. And righteousness goes back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. So whenever you vote for somebody else to rule over you other than Yahawashi, man, what are you really voting for? All right? What are you really asking for? Because you're not going to get any peace in this society. All right? This place is going to destroy you. There's no way for you to even build and grow in this place spiritually unless the Lord is dealing with you. You know, I mean, there's really no outlet here. You understand what I'm saying?
Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice.
It's going to be established with judgment and justice. Understand? Hey, whenever you look at the balances they have for justice, you know, you have one balance, you know, on one way up and the other one down. It's an imbalance, man. All right? Because when you think about that word justice, it sounds like it's just saying just us. Because these laws and this Bible was made just for us, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. We're supposed to abide by these laws. But the laws of this land, Esau made it just for them, really, man. Because Esau was trying to pin you for a crime that they would commit, but you would get, they'll throw the whole book at you, the whole desk at you, the whole jail at you, put you under the ground. But Esau finds some kind of clause in their law to, well, he can get out of this. That's how Esau do, man. All right, because nothing's set in stone. So there's no peace in the society. Because they'll make the laws as they go. All right, the words of Yahweh will abide forever, and they'll never change. You got more on that?
From henceforth, even forever, the zeal of Yahweh Yahawashi of hosts will perform this.
Will perform this. Beautiful. And I went into the word, government real quick. Bear with me, Brother Bashar. The word government in the blue letter Bible, how you pronounce it? It's Masharah, all right? And it says rule, dominion, government. And the strong definition, it says empire, umpire. But when you think about New York, what do they call it? They call it the umpire state, right? So this is their empire. You can't rule with them. You're not set up to rule with them right now. So why would you vote for them why would you vote for them? They're not in favor for you. All right? They are contrary to everything in the scriptures. All right? And they have dominion over you. Now let's go into the root word. All right? And it says Shorah. And it says contend, have power, contend with, persist, exert oneself. Okay? Persevere. All right? To prevail. All right? Contend with. So when you think about the government, that means that government means that you have power, you have dominion. And when you contending with keeping your power, keeping your authority. And that's what they want to do here in America. They want to keep their power, they want to keep their authority. That's why the scripture says that inward parts of that generation shall go on forever. All right, so you voting and you doing that, you basically increasing them more power for them to do the things that they want to do. All right? Think about it. When they have big events like boxing major events, NFL, Super Bowls, and World Series, and on C-SPAN, they're just passing laws of white people watching the games, but no one's voting against it. All right, so you give them more power into those clauses and into those laws and those statutes because you're not going against it. But who cares? Because Esau has the power to do whatever he wants. Job 9:24, the earth given to the hands of the wicked, man. That's why we voting for Yahawashi. So when Yahawashi come back, everything's gonna be perfect. Because we don't like this society. We disdain this society. We're not for this society. This society is against us, like we are against it. That's why Yahawashi said that we were of the world will love their own. But because we are not of the world hate us. Alright, that's why Yahawashi said, know that the world hated me before it hated you. Because he said he confessed the sins thereof. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay?
For light have entered into the world, and men have loved darkness rather than light.
Exactly. And he's their light. Okay? Hold up real quick.
Matthew 2:6. And now Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, art not the least among the princes of Judah? For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
So out of Judah shall be a governor that will rule my people Israel. When you go to the word government means rule, and goes that mentality, mental, your mind. And guess what? How are we going to be ruled when Yahweh shall come back? Well, the Lord said, I shall make he said there's going to be a new covenant. Well, he's going to put his law in our inward parts, okay? So we're going to be governed by the spirit of Yahweh. We're not going to go off anymore. That's what we voting for, man. We voting for clean waters, for clean air, all right? Clean women, all right? Clean food, all right? We talking about a clean mind, clean state of mind. Even the men of our nation, they polluted, man. All of us polluted, okay? I'm talking about 2/3 are really wretched and going, man. They drinking formaldehyde, promethazine and everything, all right? They fools out here eating Tide Pods and stuff like that. You want to keep voting for a society like this to continue on forever? Man, we are against the society. We wait for Yahawashi to come back so that we can be righteous, so that we can be on one accord with them. Understand? Because the society that we live in today is contrary to everything that's holy in the scriptures. All right, so why would you continue to vote for this wickedness to persist, to go on? All right, Job 9:24, the earth given to the hands of the wicked. There's nothing righteous here, man. Only thing that's righteous is the words of the Spirit Yahweh Shah, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Isaiah chapter 11, read verse 1 and verse 4. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots.
Hold on, you don't want to talk about yourself?
Isaiah 11, verse 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, a branch shall grow out of his roots.
And out of Jesse, that goes back to King David. All right? Then out of King David, we know King David's son, Solomon, was Yahawashi as well. So when you go into Matthew, the first chapter, it gives you a genealogy. It gives you a genealogy, and it also refers to him as the son of David. The root of David. Right. Yeah, come. The line of the tribe of Judah, the root of David. Right. And then it also goes on to say that even King David said it. He said, my Lord said to my Lord, sit down on my right hand, all right?
Which is a power seat, man. Verse 4. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor and reprove with equity.
So, but with righteousness shall he do what? Rule the poor. He's going to rule us by what? These words inside this Bible, man. Because in this society, man, they actually pass laws where two men can get married. They have laws where you can actually have sex with an animal or a beast, man. That's wicked, okay? They even have it with certain law that these fake Jews claim, that there's certain acts that they do that's contrary to the law of the Bible. Like if an infant male child was born, when they circumcise him, they suck the blood off his penis. That's wicked, that's nasty. It's not even in the scripture, man. Alright, where does it say to do that in the Bible? Okay? So the Lord gonna come back and rule us with righteousness, man. And righteousness is gonna come back when the Lord put the law into our inward parts, man. So we only rehearsing the righteous acts. We're not perfect yet. Okay, we're perfect by faith. Faith is what makes us perfect, man. Okay? Because we voted for Yahawashi to come back. When Yahawashi do come back, when Yahawashi do campaign, he's not gonna have anybody else running up against him or with him, man. Alright? It's gonna be a landslide victory, man. Matter of fact, Yahawashi gonna pull a George Bush. Nah, I got this presidency, man. You don't need to count the ballots. I'm taking this, man. Alright, Yahawashi gonna pull a George Bush, man. Okay, go ahead. Ain't no recount for lucky.
For the meat of the earth, and he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, And with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked.
Come, and the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. There's more on that.
Yeah,
Okay, come. You got some more?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. You read that? You want to read that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 13, and I'm going to start at 1. If there arise among you a prophet, a foreteller, right, or a dreamer of dreams, for example, like a MLK, I have a dream one day, our sons and daughters will grow up together in a household, it doesn't matter what color, okay, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder. And that sign or wonder comes to pass, saying this thing comes to pass, they're promising it. So, for example, these legislators, these mayors, these governors promising clean water, more jobs. All right, they make these things come to pass by with the legislation, right? And they say, or two men or two women can sleep together by law, it's legal. All right, they make that sign or that promise or that dream come to pass. All right, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, so these are the people speaking, let us go after other gods, other powers, other rulers, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them.
Okay. Come on, hey, hold that real quick. This is going to come right in. Can I get that real quick?
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees,
Right?
and that write grievousness which they have prescribed,
Right?
to turn aside the needy from judgment,
To turn aside the needy our people from judgment, because they're ready to talk about the legislation that they be writing. Go ahead.
and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
There you go. And they have us doing what? Serving other gods. Because that's spiritual fornication, man. All right? Come on, I just want to back up on that.
This is 3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or that false prophet, or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord Yahweh, your power, proveth you, to know whether ye love the Lord Yahweh, your power, with all your heart, with all your soul. We're not supposed to give our mind, our heart, and our attention, and our power over to these other gods, okay? 4. Ye shall walk after the Lord Yahweh, your power, and fear him, and keep the commandments.
If you just say we're not supposed to give our power over to you other gods, the brother Kanaka just went into the word vote. In the word inaugurate. I said, look, that's basically what you're doing. You basically looking up to them as a god. You want them to rule over you. You want them to guide you. That's wicked. That's awful, man. That's beautiful.
And keep his commandments, and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him and cleave unto him. Who? Yahawah side. This is in Deuteronomy. This is law. This is our law. All right. This is 5. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he hath spoken to you. That's right. He hath spoken to turn you away from the Lord Yahweh your power. These dreamer of dreams, these false prophets, these other fake gods, they're ultimately turning us away from our power.
Right.
Okay, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage. So this is Yahweh is our redeemer. He's the one that's going to get us out of this mess. Where you see voting, casting your wishes and hopes to other gods, you wish to trust and oppression.
And you're bounding yourself to them as well. Because what the scripture says, the truth shall set you free. We're not free yet, but this is what set us free from this society. Okay?
To thrust thee out of the way which the Lord Yahweh thy power commanded thee to walk in. So he commanded us to walk in these commandments.
I'll buck this up. I may add, the spirit. That's why the Lord, anytime we went to war, Israel is carnal, man. Israel is a carnal people. That's why the Lord left the elect. And that's why anytime we would go to war, Yahweh said, look, even kill their idols, man. Destroy and burn their idols.
Everything.
Right? Because Israel always, that's why the scripture said, does the eyes get enough seen? Israel will always fall off because of the things they've seen. Right? Exactly. Just like what Yahweh didn't want to see. They would know that was him, that the scriptures is written about if they had faith, man. But Israel don't believe. They always went off of what they've seen, man. Never had faith. Even to this day. So in order for you to vote, you don't believe that Yahweh is coming back. So they like, you know what?
No faith.
There's no faith. That's all I'm saying.
That's beautiful.
No, they can't step out the box. You see the same cycle of things going on. What democracy is slow as fuck. How much progression have we had? It wasn't 2 generations ago. We're getting hosed by water, getting dogs, and it's still the same thing. It's on camera.
Yep, and it's televised all over the world now.
It's even worse.
Yep, can't even hide it.
Continue. So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee. How about you trying to take all this away? All right. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, so your own people, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which they saying, go vote, believe in this prophet, dream, abide in this society, okay?
I believe that we can make a change and we can come together.
Yeah.
Man, that's not working, man. This is not coming to pass.
Your mom saying go get a job, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Try to succeed in this.
Yeah, they want you do something. Why don't you do something with yourself? What you doing? You fell off and they if you're back or they happy to adopt or something like that. Because that's the standard of society. The standard is vote. All right. The standard is what's wrong before? Be a good
Citizen.
Water. A law-abiding citizen. Exactly. Be a good law-abiding citizen.
The only way they judge success on this side is money.
Money.
That's the power. They want you. The only way you're deemed as successful is if you have wealth.
That's it.
It doesn't matter about your mind or nothing. Let us go and serve other gods. So your people enticing you, secretly telling you to go serve and give into this world, which thou hast not known. We don't know these people. These aren't our brethren. These people that set over us. How about the Messiah set them up to be the wicked, evil, for our punishment, the heathen, exactly. Or which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about us. So the rulers that are round about us, the heathen. All right. Nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other ends of the earth, thou shalt not consent unto him. So he's going to listen to these people, nor hearken unto him. Neither shall thy eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him. So we're not going to feel bad for these people, right?
No, I was going to say, no, we're not going to feel at all bad for these people because you still, like I said, you voting for your oppressor to rule over you, man. So when they set these laws, like for instance, with DJ Trump, I think he said he's going to send an FBI over to Chicago and things like that. Well, and guess what? I bet some Negroes in Chicago voted for Trump, man. And anyways, a lot of them niggas over there are wicked. I mean, excluding the brothers, of course. Call them YAHWAH SHAM, beautiful brothers in Chicago. But like Chi-Town, Southside, Robert Taylor Homes, all that, wicked, bro. But nonetheless, though, Esau, they set it up over you. I remember the comedian Corey Holcomb, man. Corey Holcomb said at one time when he was younger, he was out there in the streets, whatever. He said some firefighters rolled by. And people kept throwing, they were saying shit to him, and the firefighter was saying shit back. He said he'll never forget that one firefighter got on the mic and said, I'll live longer than you, man. All right? And they're the same people that you vote for, the same people that you look up to, man. All right? Yeah.
But thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall kill him.
But hold on, when we say that, that's talking about somebody who doesn't want, hey, gotta bring it out. Luke 19:27. That's the wrong, just meditating on that. Spirit. Now go ahead. If you read that verse one more time about the shop. The whole part, so you get the whole
I just go back to 8. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thy eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him.
Now, the brother gonna bring this out real quick.
St. Luke chapter 19, verse 27. But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
Said, bring you hither and slay before him. So, if you don't want Yahawashi to come after rule over you, which is going to be, in a righteous society, Yahawashi said, what? We're just going to slay you. That's why we voting for Yahawashi. Because we don't want him to come and slay others. I'm not voting for Trump. I don't want Yahawashi to have, granted, these brothers naked, but let's say I don't want Yahawashi to come around. I don't want these brothers to come chop my head off, man. I'm following y'all, man. I'm campaigning with y'all. I'm investing in Yahawashi, man. I'm bringing out a piece of the brother about our earlier real quick. Let's gonna go on with that. This is the brother for GNS salvation of the elect, Revelation 19:12. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and in his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. So what does that mean? He's gonna take down all these governments over the world because when you take the king's crown, that's basically like you dethroning him. That's what Yahawashi gonna do. And all of you who do not want him to reign over you, he'll cut your head off with your crown on. All right? And you know your crown is gonna fall off in you. I mean,
thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. And thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from the Lord Yahawah thy power.
exactly. That's exactly what they're doing, because they trying to give the Lord's power over to a man. What did the Lord say? He said, I will not give my power over to another. All right, go ahead up.
Which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
Right.
And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more such any such wickedness as this is among you.
And that's the point, you know, because Israel is everywhere. That's why they in all type of philosophies, man. Well, Yahawashi is getting, that's why we vote for Yahawashi. It's already written, you know, and it's going to come to pass, but our people are bugged out, man. That's why we need Yahawashi to come back, man. You know? So I'm going to say the Spirit.
And they actually believe, man, that them voting and casting their votes is going to actually change their life. It's not going to change their life, man, okay? Because the rich get rich and the poor get poor. Matter of fact, when they had that, I think it was 2008, if I'm not mistaken, when they had that fiscal year, all right? That was the first time, not the first time, I mean, it was the time when the New York Stock Exchange started taking some heat, when it started crumbling and falling. Who did they bail out? They bailed out all those major corporations in those banks. What was like a $400 million bailout or something like that? Something like that. All of them got a piece of that money and you ain't get shit.
They just got raised. They ain't helped shit.
That's all it was. They were just raising. Because once the money got inside the corporation, I'm going to put this in my bank account. That's all it was, man. It didn't do anything for you.
Yeah, God, you niggas still poor, man. At the end of the day, you still in the ghettos. All right, you still eating GMO foods. All right, so you're not going nowhere, man.
Right.
You know, that's why we need the outside to come back, man. You know?
Let me get that with one piece of the brother put a post up. I'm going to let the brother come out read the piece up. This is all for the brother GMS Salvation of the elect. This is beautiful. Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many. And in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. There it is. Go Trump. You know, vote for Hillary. No, man, you're supposed to be looking towards the Holy One of Israel, man.
Mighty one of
The mighty one. Spirit.
This is Jeremiah 30, verse 9. Because a president, okay, back then that would be a king. All right, so modern day king is a president. All right, so this is Jeremiah 30, verse. I'm gonna start at 8. For it shall come to pass in the day, said the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy necks and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve the Lord their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them.
King, David, I will raise up to them, because like I said, king is another word for president.
Exactly, and going back to the scripture the brother brought out, you should have said not one up. That's not our brother. So the Lord said he's going to raise up David unto them. So that's going to, you know.
David, their king.
Yeah, that's
David
king.
That's
What remember me of Amos 9? When they talk about going back to King David, the tabernacle of David?
Come on, bro.
So we vote for Yahawashi to come back.
That's right.
That's what we vote for. We vote for King David, Malak.
Scripture say he was going to raise up every man in their own order as well. So that's why we vote for Yahawashi to be those joint heirs with him in rulership, man. You know, they have a part to be joint heirs.
And that's beautiful because even here in this society, in the Senate, where you have the House of Representatives, and you have the Senate. Those are two bodies, two government bodies that are under one government. But just like with the Heavenly Father, you have the 24 elders. You got the 12 elders on the right hand side, the 12 elders on the left hand side. You know what I'm saying? Bring out through the Spirit.
I got to put one more quick one. Ezekiel 37, verse 24. I'm going to start at 23. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. For I will save them out of all their dwelling places when they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. And David, my servant, shall be king over them. And they shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them.
Exactly.
Right?
Observe and do the statutes and do them.
One more.
Spirit.
One more verse. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, where your fathers have dwelt. And they shall dwell therein, even they and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever.
So the presidency was already written.
So we already got a president.
That's a new order.
Hey, we got a president already.
Hey, and guess what? He gonna serve. He gonna serve more than
Tabernacle David.
That's right. And he gonna serve more than 2 terms. You know what I'm saying? It's like one governing body. They're gonna be one holy nation.
One shepherd.
One king. One president.
Hey, now, going back to vote, to make an agreement to the gods, right? To make an agreement, okay? We already got an agreement. The covenant.
It's already stopped.
The covenant is to make an agreement. We already got it, bro. We already got an agreement, which is the covenant that he made with us. So, going back to vote and inauguration, we already got an agreement.
We already voted for it.
Yeah, so let me finish this right here. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them. And I will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. Forevermore.
We're gonna be the head. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Did not the scripture say that we are to tell it? Guess what? We're gonna be the head of the state. Like Yahawashi and King, of course, King David, Yahawashi. But we're gonna be the governing body with the head of state. Get out of here, man. You're not selling for less, bro. You're not. It's gonna be one in that state.
They are. I got something. You got it. Daniel chapter 7. In the kingdom, in dominion, in the greatness of the kingdom, under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion and obeyment.
Oh, dominion. Going back to the word government. When I went to the Bible, man. Dominion. Going to the word vote. All right. You give him power over to y'all.
It says dominion or rulers.
Whoop. There it is. Hey, hold on, man. And we gonna rule with a rod of iron too.
That's right. That's right. Breaking pieces many nations.
Like vessels. Now power is vessels, man. Come. Don't do that. Okay. Come. Don't do it. No more. Okay, come. Hey, you got a piece up? Come out.
Go ahead.
All right, you can get that out. You gonna close out on this one, dude.
This is Isaiah 33 and 22. The Lord Yahweh is our judge.
So the Lord Yahweh is our judge. Go ahead.
The Lord Yahweh is our lawgiver.
So he's the one who's going to pass the laws, which have already been written and not going to be changed. What the Lord said. He said, add not unto the word, all right, or don't take from the word, man. For all the words of the Lord are pure. Okay.
The Lord Yahweh is our king.
He is our king. That's going to be our president, man. Yahawashi Yahawashi, man. All right. All those glory praise go to Yahawashi Yahawashi, but that's the power was given to. Matter of fact, you got so much to talk about?
I'm searching.
You searching?
He will save us.
Every one more time, all over. That's beautiful.
He will save us. The Lord Yahweh is our king. He will save us.
Come on, Yahawashi Yahawashi. All the other piece that the brother had brought out earlier, man. Earlier, I'm trying to see what I said. Beautiful piece. Did you get it, Kanakala? Well, I'm gonna just close out on this one. If you get it, just let me know.
Yeah.
Come, y'all. This is from the brother GMS Salvation the elect. This is Matthew 28 and 18. And Yahawashi came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Alright, so hey, all power is going to be given unto him. That's why Yahawashi said he that what is it, Luke 19:27? It said he that wish that I not reign over him, bring hither and slay before me, man. Alright, that all power is going to be given unto him, man. Hey, listen here, man. There ain't going to be no blunt rappers in the kingdom, man. It ain't going to be no promethazine in the kingdom, man. No Newport 100s, none of that, man. No, Yahawashi will rule of us in righteousness. So if you try to bring a pack of 100s in there, man, you done for you. So we gonna be perfect though, you know. All right. Let me read this out what the brother has said real quick. Ooh, beautiful. 1 Corinthians 63. Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life, man? We already running. You know what I'm saying? You know, like before somebody become a representative or like a house of the Senate or something like that. Oh, you know, he was a lawyer or paralegal for this amount of years. We paralegals right now, man. All right, we just in the making. You know? That's all?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna figure out what you said. I'm Dr. Douglas. Just because I am not as mighty in scripture as a lot of you brothers doesn't mean that I don't seem to get the wisdom and knowledge and skills that you brothers have. I am wooed at the man of the Lord. But listen, in order for you to understand that, in order for you to understand these things, that means the Lord's still dealing with you. Alright? Because everybody has their own measure of faith that the scripture says.
A scripture from a man that fears the Lord and has
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That's gonna cut him.
That's gonna cut him.
That's gonna cut him. Small understanding. It's better, man.
Cut him. Got you. Yeah. I got the brother right here. This is it is for you, brother. So Raw 19 and 24. He that have small understanding and fear of Yahweh is better than one that have much wisdom and transgresses the law of the Most High. Yes. So it's people out here who know more than we do, could be, but they still out there transgressing, man. All right. Think about most of the people in IUIC. I say most. I do believe that there are some sensory men in there as well, or maybe even sensory women, man. So it's not all about how much you know, because the scripture even says wisdom maketh wisdom gonna puff it up as well. All right. So not having all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what's going to save you, is having to fear the Lord and actually having that faith. That's what matters the most, man. Okay. Because a lot of our people, they live in this society, they doing good, but they don't fear the Lord. They transgressing the law all the time. But they actually think that they're good, law-abiding citizens, man, okay? And let's go back to that crafty counsel that Esau sent against our people, man. Because he don't want us to follow our true power. He wants us to keep believing that he is that power. And that goes right back to slavery. Now, a lot of people think that the so-called white man, woman, and child, that they are close to the Heavenly Father that we are, because they still think that the Heavenly Father was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed brother, man. Okay? Straight up.
I got you right here. Psalms 2 verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The point is verse 6 though. It says, the king of the earth set themselves and rulers take counsel to gather against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Now this is the point. Why don't you raise, right? Yet I have set my king upon my holy hill of Zion.
The Lord set up his, he said,
he said, why do heathen rage? I already set my king upon the holy hill of Zion. So why president? I already set their president up.
I already set him up. So why is y'all out here talking about we gonna do this unilateral
deal? We gonna chip them all.
We gonna chip everybody. And what the scripture says? Just when he got his belly as full,
He shall bring upon him while he is
eating. Go ahead.
That's it. I'm reading it again. Psalms 2 and 6. Yet I have set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. So he set his president up upon the holy hill of Zion. The agreement already been made. You know, a covenant already been established. You know, so what are you voting for? You already got a president. What Israel voting for? You already got a president, man.
He already set up.
You know, he already set up.
He's just waiting to come
back. It's already, like you said, bro, it's already took place in the heavens already.
Done.
You know, so we already got a king, we already got a president. It's just waiting to physically manifest down here. That will be down on earth and in heaven. You know, that's all, man.
Everything's in order up there.
Yeah.
It's all about order.
And what?
decently and in order.
Exactly.
That's it.
Because why? Anything that happens down here was already set
It's
up
already
in
set
the
up.
spirit.
Up
So the
there.
order was sent down for the physical
For the
passes down.
I know you sister womb, man. The spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. It's already been ordained.
It's not us.
Predestined. Alright, it's the spirit. Alright, I'm gonna close out on this one right here, man. Alright. This is Joshua chapter 24, verse 14. Now, therefore, fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your flood and serve the Yahawah. And if he sends you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your father served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye me and my house.
We're going to serve the Lord.
Come, we will serve Yahawah.
We ain't serving these heathens.
Nah, we gonna serve Yahawah by Shem Yahawah.
He lost anyways. Them niggas was voting for him, thought he was some new savior. He lost.
Everybody lost.
Yeah.
Everybody lost. Trump lost.
Everybody lost.
I did. He clapped
Spirit. Alright, anybody else got anything else?
One more.
Come.
One more.
Spirit. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 37. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah Bashem Yahushai, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord. That's it. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 36. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Constantly, as the sun is set in the heaven, and it rises in the east and set from the west, so is the covenant that the Most High made with Abraham cannot be broken till this day, man. That was established thousands of years ago. And that's what everybody's getting ready to realize when Yahawashi make up his jewels, man. All right? That was promised and predestined, man. Okay? Verse 37.
They didn't consider, bro.
They didn't consider the latter end.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't consider the latter end. They didn't consider the Yahawashi.
Exactly. And that's why the scripture, that's why King David says, surely thou art power that hideth thyself.
Bro, I was thinking the same thing, bro.
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit. I was like, didn't he say surely thou art God that hideth himself? So they didn't consider, man.
And that's why that day is going to take them unaware, man. Because when you're on your folly, the scriptures tell you in Proverbs, the first chapter, man. What? He said, in destruction and famine, he said what? He roughly to say, he said what? When you mourn, he said he gonna laugh, man. When you in derision, he gonna be laughing at you, man. Why? Because you didn't consider that when it was a time for you to repent and come back into the light, come back into the knowledge, understand the vote for Yahawashi, but he is our president. He wanted to go out there and vote for a damn heathen.
Hey, every time we do videos, every time we send up prayers, every time we go on how we the BABAL, that's us voting.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yep. That's us voting, because why? That's who we desire to rule over us.
That's right.
Like going back to scripture, the Lord says, surely I will rule over you, man.
Those are inaugurations.
You know?
Anytime we put up videos and stuff, man.
Exactly.
He said, surely I shall rule over you.
This is who you're campaigning for.
That's it.
You know?
Right. Right. You vote for Yahawashi. That's it, man. What we gonna give all the glory and praises to
Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash.
No more to other apostles, sending honors to all you brothers, peace and blessings in the one period. I always say, man, ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Shalom. Shalom. Hope y'all shalom. Walk on the ball, DTA.
If you had an elder section, you know, the elders be laughing and shit. Y'all have fun with this thing, man.
Because the elders, they were doing a lot of innuendo, saying things that people don't
that only them know about. We got that same thing going on.
Yeah.
I always think about that too.
Yeah. Hey, I be hearing Elder Ha, that's an inside joke. He'd say something, then he'd start laughing, and he's like, yeah, that's an inside joke.
You gonna have the camera tell me something. One more.
I got one more.
I got, hey.
Let me get this one real quick.
Yeah, let me get that one in there.
I got that one.
And I got that one.
This is something I gotta do, bro.
No, it's something you want to do.
You don't tell me that, talking about. I'm just here.
Yeah, I'm just here. I'm just here. Hey, gonna form like this as usual. You know, hold on, here you go.
Yeah.
Got that damn, that Arm & Hammer shit
Bro,
going on.
I don't want to take pictures.
No, I don't want to.
I mean,
Buzz Lightyear.
bro, I gotta present myself. I'm sorry.
The Lightyear we
It's
had
not
to
me,
go.
bro. It can't be. It's just a spirit that's in me.
Good.
You
I'm
okay
sorry.
for the
You brought
Alexa?
the bro, I don't know.
You brought with
It get me. Hey, they pussy. Come on, bro. With what?
You just brought with
Oh, Christ.
You got it.
It came.
God, you brought, bro.
You split though. Bro, you stupid, bro. You stupid, man. What's going on with you, Scoop?
Just leveling the fuck up.
I know, man. I know, bro.
You some new heights, you know.
Scoop, baby, what's going on,
I
man?
gotta do this for you. Somebody else will be sitting in this seat.
What you say, huh? If you watch it, somebody else will be, huh?
Bro, I gotta be here, bro. I'm sorry. I buy like this, man. Oh, no, man. I'm about to close this door.
I understand. It's not us, bro. Damn. What you say? Oh, it can't be. It can't be. Oh, you killed me with that. It can't be.